Hey everybody, welcome back to Angry Badger Minis. I am working on Space Hulk stuff here. Trying some things out. I've been basically casting stuff almost all day. And my brain keeps wanting to go to more and more detail and more things that I could try. So I've done everything from, well, let me pull these out. These have been sitting here a while. I was watching TV, taking a break. But yeah, just some Sectum Mechanicum bases. Not that I don't have a ton of the real ones. I mean, I have a ton because I bought them. But you never know. You never know how far you want to go with that stuff. And it was a great way to hold on a second here. Looks like we had some spillage that got onto the bottom of this. No big deal. Anyway, you know, it's a great place to dump whatever extra I have, you know, in a cup or whatever of my mixture. And what I'm attempting to do right now is I'm a visual person, so I really gotta like look at things. You know, I mean, I can plan, you know, like use things like Tabletop Simulator or draw it out and stuff. I can do all that, but I want to see, because in my experience, nothing ever seems to work out the way that you really want it to until, you know, you can actually see it. To include, you know, I put this guy on a base. Now I have to make a bunch of 28mm bases, or I don't, because I've got the Space Hulk, you know, Gene Stealers, of course. I still need to make them though, because I want to do like orcs and things like that. But what I did was I cast. Let's see if I can grab this pipe set, and I cast it along with the end pieces and everything all separate. Okay, I mean that's where these you know, this hatch, and this is a fan. I know it's a little hard to see, but you know, that fan right there, and then this hatch here came out really nice. And those would, you know, if this was, you know, the thing, it would just fit on the end right there. You would glue it on, and now you got your end cap. But anyway, I made a mold of this stuff separate. It worked out pretty well. It's just and this is probably helpful information for those of you that might want to get into casting or something if you don't have the ability to 3D print like I don't at the moment. The other thing I was doing is I really didn't, you know, if you take a look at all these pieces right here, I had to cut all this off. Okay, well, it's not that it's necessarily wasted, but for what I need right now, it kind of is. So it's not really, I don't want to waste material like that. Now I'll use it for other things, you know, like debris and stuff like that, but what I figured out, and it seems like it would be, you know, something anyone would figure out, but I didn't over all these years. I guess I really need to catch up while I sleep. Oh, my brain does not shut off just because I go to sleep, I can tell you that right now. Anyway, to be able to dam up portions of this mold, or now I know I can do it with any mold, you know, just get it in there well enough with the clay, and then I only have to cast, you know, that much. So and that worked. That's basically what happened here. I didn't have to cut all that off. And these two over here were actually cut from the whole thing, and then I glued them together, and they're not perfect. They would need to be filled in, which you could do with green stuff or whatever. And what's going on here is we already had everything squared away. I'll show you what I'm talking about, where we had pieces like this that sat here to give not only a railing for your miniatures, but a little bit more depth and three-dimensional feel. as well as, you know, having a pipe underneath here and stuff like that. But I've mounted this, like I said before, well actually this is a new piece, but I mounted this permanently on here, the upper portion anyway, and so that brought it lower. Because of the detail of the, you know, the floor, I guess in my mind I'm thinking to myself, I need to have more detail, you know, that, you know, to do it justice. And I just cast this one because I wanted to see, you know, what a half might look like, if it would look okay, and it does. It's not as cool as a full one, but at the same time, a full one requires me to do a side that's never even going to get seen, because it's going to be down like that, or it will be like this. Okay, so again, that's wasted material, you know, that maybe perhaps I don't really need, you know, need to use. But I know me, and I know my OCD, and I'm friggin' super perfectionist weirdo, and I really like this, and I can make it, you know, where generally will connect or whatever and look like, you know, some, I don't know, I guess you guys can see that, and it looks pretty cool. You know, the camera would need to be down here to really give it, you know, due justice, but man, is that going to be a ton of work, just pouring, and, you know, because each time you pull this out, unfortunately, this dam is not, you know, airtight, and I have to keep replacing the dam, pull them out, shave them off best I can, glue them together, and I have, if I'm not mistaken, just in these pieces here alone, I have 15 sections, I believe, and then we have 9 sections of this, you know, the upper conduit here, that even, I don't even know if a half would look worth a damn or not. And then you've also got the issue of, does everything look the same too much? Now, I know that, you know, if you were doing this, you know, it really shouldn't matter, because I mean, you know, most things would be kind of the same like that, and there's other things I can do to dress it up. And I also want to make sure that, even though I want to cover this portion right here and not stick it up here like this, because it doesn't make any sense, that I don't want to, maybe I could do it at an angle like, yeah, that actually looks pretty good right there, instead of flat. If I did it at an angle like that, that would give it some more character, and it would open up the spot for your hand more. I don't want to lose the ability to move these guys around with your hand, you know what I'm saying? That's everything about this design from when I first started back in 2006 has been so that you have the maximum possible, you know, ability for it to be modular, as well as, you know, be able to, you know, not be burdened with, you know, I mean, details and everything else, but not be burdened with, I can't move my stinking model, I can't get a tape measure in there, I can't do whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that's key. So I'm sitting here talking to you guys about this, and at the same time I'm going over it in my head, and I really like this look. I mean, it looks really awesome. Maybe I'm just gonna have to put the work in, and that's all there is to it, because I know that when it's done and over with, it's gonna be one heck of a, you know, one heck of a piece. I mean, it already was, but, and what you guys don't see here is this will actually be raised up about yay high. So what's that, about almost 3.5 inches. So because it's two 2x4s screwed together and then painted and whatnot, to get some depth, so that way you have, you know, some illusion of depth beneath the corridor that you're actually in. Let me see if I can bring my camera down and show you guys what I'm talking about here. Or I mean, just to give you guys an idea of some of this, so you can see what we're looking at, what I'm looking at. So I mean, you know, I mean, obviously I'll clean that up and stuff like that, but again, it's a lot of work. And right now, little trusty jean stealer there. Right now, my my other sections all have their pieces that were right here that you know, these things, and they're glued on. They've got the other stuff. So I've only ripped off 2 of these. So essentially, I could stop here and still have, you know, where we left off, if you will, and it'll still look fine. It's just got this, and here's the other thing too. I'm not trying to, like, when I paint this thing completely again, it will not be like, the center of focus is not on the hallway. The center of focus is on the miniatures, you know what I'm saying, the models, I'm sorry, the Gene Stealers and the Terminators. And you want that because that's what you're focused on. I mean, that's you know, what you're playing for. And you know, otherwise you know, they will kind of blend into everything else. So this will be kind of drab and, you know, whatever, probably even really dark, to be honest with you, compared to the excuse me, the Terminators. I'm also toying with the idea, and man, my wife's gonna kill me if I somehow screw it up or whatever. What I probably got to do before I tell you this idea is figure out a way to do it, and just do it and not tell her, and then show her the after effects. She hates when I strip anything that I've painted and try to start over and stuff, whatever. But I want to put a light on these guys, like, you know, an LED or something as a flashlight, so that way it can be played in the dark. One thing you guys have not seen, and I don't, unfortunately, hold on a second. Unfortunately, the battery is dead. I need to buy a new one, but it's easy to fix or put a new one in the drawers right here. You just pull it out. But this right here is a T section that goes to a room or any of the rooms, and I actually let me use this right here to show you. I was actually able to work this out, that it will work, because right now it'll work with these floor pieces, because right now all that happens is, if you guys can see this, you've got this part and then there's nothing, it's just the PVC pipe painted. But having this done what we've done, I can put this in here, you know, like we want it. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see. Shit. You know, like we want it, and then I can just slide this piece right in here and move this out of the way. Now this will stick off the end, but it works out perfect, because this portion, this foyer here, or foyer, however you want to say it, foyer, overhangs into one of the rooms. So like if this was the floor of the room, it purposely sits on top, mainly to give it stability so it doesn't slide around. The second part is, inside the room there's a second floor that's just like the rest of these, not these new plates, but the crochet mat, and this lines up perfectly sitting on top of that. So it actually worked out really well. So I'm pretty excited about doing that. And again, you know, like when you see this gap right here and stuff, none of that's gonna matter, because once I glue this stuff together and then I, you know, fill it in and all that stuff, you're not even gonna, I mean, you may notice it, but it's, I mean, it's a Space Hulk. It's supposed to be jacked up, you know, it's not a brand new spaceship or anything like that. Or even if it was, I mean, wear and tear, you know, things like that. And that's part of what, you know, it's not just for Space Hulk, it's for all kinds of things. I mean, you know, like I said, my urban board, This right here, I'm telling you right now, this little hatch right here is the key to some serious. Come on, pick it up, man. What are you doing? Why is it not? There it is. Is the key to some serious, in my mind, serious immersion, because you could play on an urban battlefield, take one of these little bad boys as a, you know, manhole cover or whatever you want to call it, stick it somewhere. That becomes the objective that you're trying to get to. You go in there, or maybe it's a hatch on something or whatever, hidden doorway, but I mean, whatever. And you get inside, and now the fight is inside, you know, at a more macro level, or I'm sorry, micro level. So, I guess it would be macro, huh? I don't know. Too tired to even think right now. But this right here, this is the only, like I said, you can see we already have this here, and if you notice, this sits below. Well, you can't tell from there, I'm sorry. It actually sits below. Let's see if I can show you guys. This sits below this floor considerably, and it's an ink pen basically. So I know I'm gonna commit to using these floor pieces, and I have made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we've got all the stuff that we need. I mean, I still need to cut them, but I have all the pieces that I need to outfit this stuff, these corridors. Oh, I'm sorry, not the T sections, just these corridors. So I've got 6 T sections, I believe, and then I want to make some more of these for the rooms. If I don't go ahead and I probably will make a mold for this piece here, so that I can do, you know, whatever I want to do. This is a really nice piece. I also thought about making this one just so I'd have something I could, you know, put on a wall or something. I mean, that really looks nice, you know, in comparison. Man, that really does look nice. I didn't even think about that. Huh. And it's almost the perfect size, too. Let's see here. Let me get this one over here, because I got a little more room to mess around with. Oh, man. That's damn near almost perfect. Oh, man. That's just... This stuff's gonna make me tear up my entire thing just to, sorry you guys couldn't see that. It's gonna make me tear up my entire thing just to replace everything. Or maybe some of them. I've got some that are a little drab that I don't particularly like. So maybe I do something like that. I also, brainstorming, have an idea. I think I told you guys I was going to take this piece and cast this for my buildings, so I don't have to use all the tiny little tiles and build them to make buildings that are taller than my Titans. Well, Space Hulk has to be my first love, even though it's not. I mean, I was playing 40K before I ever knew about Space Hulk, but I think it's just the simplicity of it all. You know, how small the games are, how more desperate you are in the game, maybe. But regardless, I want to build a bridge, a ship's bridge. And if you remember any of the Rogue Trader stuff, like any of the artwork and stuff like that, the bridges always have these giant windows, you know, and I can just imagine, you know, having that as, you know, like maybe kind of a last stand, have to survive so many turns kind of thing. But what I'll probably do before I commit to that is do some play testing to see just what these Terminators can withstand. Now there would be some strategy behind there, like for instance making sure you got your heavy flamer in place or something like that. That could work. But I mean, that's what I'm thinking about. You could shut the room down at least for a time. But that's, man, that's rough, man. That's rough trying to get that dude, you know, there. I'm gonna go ahead and make another one of these guys because I wanna see what we can do. This half here. If I just do a half. I just want everything to look good from all sides, and that's the thing. I'm so damn particular about this stuff. It's just, I don't know. Actually, I need to make 2 more because that's just a half, and I need that half, this one, and that one again. So it'll probably be easier if I just go ahead and make you know, 2 whole one, or you know, a pair. God, man, I'm telling you, I am freaking beat. And it's like, you know, 10 degrees outside right now. Like, we went from 70-degree days to 10 degrees. It's supposed to be like a real feel of 2 degrees tomorrow with 25-mile-an-hour winds. It's got to be global warming. Don't hate me. Yeah, global warming. Anyway, I don't even want to get into that nonsense. This is my have fun in life hobby with YouTube, not get into politics and ruin my night. Okay. I don't need that. Plus we're in a high wind storm warning until 1 a.m. So I'm definitely not going anywhere in case I have to get my family to safety downstairs in the basement. We've got a safe room down there and everything. It's concrete and everything, so we'll be good to go. Let's see here. But yeah, I mean, and you guys will see me here in just a second or two. Well, a second or two, in a couple minutes here after I get this squared away. Let me remove this out of the way. This back over here. And I'm going to talk to you guys about some things too, regarding if you want to make your own, or some, you know, some things you can do if you, I don't know, I mean, I'm all about, and dude, you could use this stuff. This thing could literally be like Necromunda terrain, you know, if you wanted. I've personally never played the game. I have the rule book. I think the one I have though is not the newest rule book. I'm trying to think. Where was I going with that? Oh, I meant to tell you guys. So after I cleaned up all that, you know, crazy dust that you don't want to breathe, I was able to, and even though this is the only one where I got a little bit carried away, I was able to actually clip everything off that I needed. A lot quicker process too. You know, once you let this stuff cure, that's actually the key. Let's see, push that out of the way. Start school again on Monday. Let me pull this out. It's sitting here for a while. Pull off that flashing. Forgot we had this one sitting here. And so like all this extra crap that's on here, it's super easy to just clip it off. It's no big deal. Just to give you guys an idea, you can see, and all I was doing was, you know, as I'm doing something, I pour and then I go move on, you know, let it sit. Let me do this the way that I did it before, because I know this was getting I was making them so fast, rather, that I believe this was starting to bow up, like it has. Maybe that's just air trapped underneath. I don't know. And it was kind of pushing some of the stuff off, where or draining it off where I didn't really want it. But that's okay. All right, let's see here. Got our measurement now. My new computer is almost done and almost on its way. Can't wait for that. It's one of the reasons you guys haven't seen me play any video games. I want to savor the moment. And of course, one of the first games I'm gonna play is Dawn of War, or Dawn of War 2. I have to be a little faster with all of this, because as I found out, hopefully that's gonna just stay like that, not really drain. Found out that with this newer, these newer gallons that haven't been sitting around for years, they tend to cure a lot faster than I'm used to when exposed like they are right here to the air. Where when it's a two-part mold, you don't really have that problem, or that, that doesn't really happen. As you guys can see, and you may, sometimes I don't know, I'll say in my experience, I always get a little bit of waste, but it's not much. I mean, it becomes a lot over time, but not enough that I'm, oh, you know what, let's do that. I don't know why I didn't think about that. These little fans and stuff. Oh yeah, there we go. Looks like a charm. But as you can see, we've dammed it up, and we had our plan so that we could use everything. It's working pretty decent. Alright, so what I was going to show you guys, a couple of things. This is my horde, okay, of gene stealers. Excuse me. The rules, basically, the way this works is, and I'm probably going to adapt them because I have been able to make them fit inside the corridors. And if you think back to the movie Aliens, when they were all kind of, crawling in the upper, the upper area and stuff, I would kind of like that to happen. What was I going to say? Oh, anyway. The way this works is, in my game of Space Hulk, my rules, whenever 3 or more blips end up together, like I think it was either base contact, or I think it was maybe 2 inches of each other, I forget, then the blips go away, and they immediately become a horde like this, that moves like this. And I believe it had 12 wounds, basic toughness and all that kind of stuff. And I believe it was, I don't know, it's a ton of attacks. It's not something that's supposed to happen a lot for obvious reasons. I mean, super OP. But when it does, it's a frightful thing, because in my rules of Space Hulk, you're not playing with, a squad of Marines and, whatever. You're I mean, you can play normal 40K style. Oh, see, here we go. That's what I thought was happening. Yeah, right out. I might have bumped that with my sweatshirt though, because it doesn't look like much came out. Anyway, or I overfilled it, which is probably what happened. Anyway, that'll cure, and then I'll just peel it right off. It's no big deal. What happens with the Horde is, or I'm sorry. What am I trying? Oh, with the RPG part of it is, each Terminator, unless you're playing the whole squad, each Terminator is its own guy, and it levels up, and it, you know, and it does all this stuff. So naturally, you can imagine that even though you could be a high level, which it takes a lot to level up, to be honest with you, because you end up buying upgrades, buying things, whatever, and you buy it with XP. Again, I wrote these rules, man, so long ago, long before it was Deathwing and all this other crap. But what I was gonna say was, you get high up and all that stuff, and you've got something like this coming after you, man, dude, it's like, oh my gosh, if they kill me, all that effort wasted, basically. And you have enough to worry about. You got to worry about falling through the floor. You got to worry about, depending on if you're playing with friendly fire, that kind of thing. The assaults, this. I mean, it can be overwhelming. It's not like there's a lot more. In my mind, there's a lot more panic to it and desperation than there is in even the actual Space Hulk game. Except in the original Space Hulk game, I mean, you're kind of limited to what you can do. And you are, to an extent, in my game, but not so much. It's more cinematic, and, you're able to do some things. But what I wanted to show you guys, also, I'm probably going to make, between wires and things like this, I'm probably going to make a mold for stuff like this, so that I can decorate and stuff. I think I might have told you guys that already. But I have 4 rooms right now. They have platforms. I just left it over there. If you're like me back in the day when I really didn't have anything, I literally went to a dump, found the cleanest VCR type thing I could find, and ripped the guts out. And between that and crazy glue tubes, which you can see right there, because I didn't quite get the paint job done right, and then a couple of spare, I think it's a Land Raider console, and then I think that's the back hatch to an old Space Marine Predator or something like that. And you can just put random stuff on here. These are straws. That's a bendable straw. Some wire with just some tape wrapped around it to give it kind of a crimping conduit feeling, or wherever it goes into. And then this, thread bobbin or whatever. I guess it just depends on where you're from, what it's called. But anyway. Here's a literal objective piece, that, and we've played on it many. I mean, this room I don't believe was ever painted, but we've played on it plenty, and I mean, you got crazy glue tubes here. You've got the actual, if you can make that out, you've got the piece that actually keeps your glue, from spilling out or whatever. If you use that, it looks like a little wheel that you can turn or whatever. But yeah, man, I mean, there's all kinds of things. You're just limited to your imagination. I don't even remember what this is from. That might be from the VCR, but I couldn't even tell you these days. Oh, and then the other thing I did to give it some feel, although the black kind of takes away from it, just to show you how far I went with this. You guys see the rivets and the, right here? Well, each one of those was punched out. That's all over all the rooms, I believe, yeah, it was just the one side. And then the walls and everything were made with tile. Okay? Just, you know, it glues together really nicely. And it's, you know, as long as you keep it from bending and stuff like that, it'll last. I mean, hell, like I said, I made that 2006 or whatever, something like that. So, we're just waiting on this stuff to cure. Some parts are curing faster than others, obviously. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna yellow tack this stuff in place, I think. Whoa, easy. Floors that I need. Put them on. I guess this will work. I hope it'll work. What I don't want to have happen is it gets stuck in the thing or I break it off more. And if you're not accustomed to using yellow tack or blue tack, you know, it's basically poster tack, I encourage you to go get some. It's great for positioning things without having to commit to gluing. I'm sure most of you watching this channel and everything already know about this. You never know if you've got a new hobbyist watching your stuff. And we all had to start somewhere, so no reason we're not helping one another out. You know what I mean? Let's see here. I mean, I really like that detail. I really do. I just, I don't know, man. I don't know why. I think it's the work that's involved. I've got so many projects to do. I really don't want to be lazy on this because I love this board. I mean, like I said, I've tore it up over and over and over, and rebuilt it and everything else. So I clearly have some passion for it, but I don't know. Where's this piece? Okay. I'll tuck that in. You guys can't really see because the camera's over that stuff. It's just the way all my stuff is situated at the moment, I guess. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I need to have a full piece up here. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that looks really good. Okay, yeah, I'm committed, man. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna take some work, but it'll be worth it in the end. These flat ones they're not gonna cut it. I mean, I could use them for like up on a wall, you know, going straight up and down a wall or something maybe. But you know, I mean, I'm not gonna waste this piece. Whoa, crap! I could use it for a debris field or something like that, but or I could just print, you know, cast the one, you know, piece over here to go with it, which is probably what will end up happening. But let's see, so that's basically 4 casts per section. Whew, times 15, 60 of these things, just for these sections like this. That's not counting the T sections. Well, the T section would only need 2 because you get the lights up top, so said, I think I have 6 of those. There's another 12. So 72. I could probably put these around the outside of the rooms as well. Maybe. I don't know if that's worth it or not, but yeah, that looks good at the angle like that, where it's kind of not straight or anything. We can make that happen. I think I glued it to or tacked it to the floor itself. Yeah, I think that would work. If I can get it to stick there real quick. Just want to look at it. Yeah, I like that. That'll work. That will work. So what I'm going to do, since this guy will be my base layer, one thing, I'm gonna take this freaking beanie off. Freaking burning up over here. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get this in position and glue one of these down. If you guys hear water running, it's because, like I said, it's super cold, so we don't want our pipes to freeze. Yeah, we'll do that. I just know. Now, some of you may be asking yourself, well, Scott, I mean, why don't you just take that as 2 and make a new mold? Well, here's the problem. While it probably would save me some time to a point, it's not going to save me in material, which the most expensive part of this is the silicone stuff, and I'm making a mold for one little piece, and it would have to be a 2-part mold. Now, that being said, it probably would come out better in the long run as far as cleanup and things like that, assuming I took one of these and really cleaned it up well. But if I was going to do that, I might as well not even bother and just take one of these, and do a 2-part mold of this thing. That way, there's no chance whatsoever. And I thought about it, but there's no chance whatsoever of misalignment or anything like that. But again, the problem lies in the fact that once I do that, it'll probably still end up being a solid piece, just like this ends up being, because it's 2 solid halves. I'm going to talk myself into doing this, I know it. Because I was thinking about it hours ago. I could also say cut this, sacrifice one. I have a ton of these. Sacrifice one of these and cut it, and then just do that piece, and it wouldn't be too much of a mold. And you figure 1, 2. I mean, that really does cut the work in half. Oh wait, no, it doesn't. It just makes it a better copy. That's right. Maybe I cut 2 and then I do a 2-part mold. 1, 2. But you're still gonna have to make that many. And it's a 2-part mold, so it's probably not gonna cure as fast as this stuff does. This is cured, but I feel like I want it to cure a little bit longer because I felt like I didn't quite have the ratio correct. So, alright, did that glue, sort of. We're gonna go ahead and throw some glue on here after I cut this off. One thing about this crochet mat is that, at least that I've found, I have not found anything yet that permanently, glue-wise, sticks to it. There just always seems to be a way to get it off. Like just peel it right off for whatever reason. Alright. Let's do this. Let's do this. Plus they're very small connection points. And then let's do that. Thing is, I have to keep this end raised a little bit so that it lines up the way it should. And like I said, it's not a perfect solution, but I could, like I said, I could potentially just take this off, make a mold, two-part mold of the whole thing. But it would be better if I had two, because then I would only have to make, well, hell, 15 plus, losing my mind here, plus 6, 21 copies. So it's still a possibility. Still a possibility. Let me pop these out. I just love how well. Now this one, yeah, I didn't think it was quite ready. It got a little warped when I bent it. When I bent it, pulled it out, but you can easily just shape it right back. It's not a big deal. And that one's okay. I can tell this is semi-bending, so I'm just gonna lay that down so that it's somewhat straight. Get this out. Off. And I cut off the sharp points because I don't want it getting caught on my clothes or stabbing me or whatever, or something else to grab a hold and then you end up pulling something off the damn table. So that's why you guys don't see any of that part. I cut them right off. No point in having them anyway. Yeah, I think I might, I don't know, I don't feel like messing with it tonight, but I might once I get this going here, I think I might actually, once I have two pieces like this, I may make a mold. That'll save me a lot of heartache and time. It'll already be together, one piece, you know, all that jazz. But I'm not going to do that this evening. Oops. Yeah. Okay. like I said, that spillage, you know, it's not a big deal. Just pull it right up off your mat or whatever. I actually, I poured these molds and I had it resting on an iPad, the Lego mold, and I mean, it peeled right off, no big deal, when it leaked out a little bit. I've been laying these face down to let them cure, so that way the weight or whatever that's left on them, it goes down flat, and it seems to be working pretty well. I know I need to make more. I just don't know how many more off the top of my head right at the moment because I'm super tired. Let's see here. We know we need to make, well, we really only need to make just this one piece over here. So I think we'll do that and save ourselves some material. I'm not going to make any more of these tonight. They're pretty easy to make and quick. Let me get this out of my way. Get that over there. Alright. Let's dam this back up again. So we don't have to use all of that. Residual we can use to just fill that. I don't know if we got enough residual. Doesn't look like it. It's probably just shy of what we need. Or could be what we need. I'm gonna try that. It's not like I can't add more. I just don't want to add a ton, but now I really have to be fast because there's not much in here, and you got the residual from the last pour. Baby, give me all I need. I would really appreciate. Perfect. Yeah. And I'll go ahead and pour that just for another hatch. Why not? Don't know if there's enough, but it'll be close. Can always use another hatch. I guess we'll just roll with that then. Meanwhile, that's curing. We'll get this cleaned up and get it glued together and get it ready. Let's see, we have some visitors. Say hello. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. And I can't see your names unless you chat. I'm using the restream thing. just over here off camera trimming this up because it's too much in my way. On my desk at the moment. Nope. Other way. Yep. Sort of. Wait, what? What am I missing here? Oh, that's right. I gotta cut this piece off. I forgot about that. Yep, that's how it goes. Okay. Otherwise, it's curing. It's just taking a bit for some reason. In the meantime, I'm gonna fix my glue here. Something's going on with it. Doesn't want to really put out any volume. Not that I should be too distressed by that, but I was kind of hoping it would seal itself up a little bit. Why is this? Pretty sure I had the mixture right. Oh, I can see it curing. Never mind. Just taking a little longer than I wanted. There we go. Fixed our glue. Myself a tool for this. nice and snug. Get this yellow tack out of the way. Oh, I'm running out of space up here. We got so many projects going on. Get this out of the way. Get the horde out of the way. But I want them here so I can reference what I need to with them. Put these cups somewhere else because we're not going to be using them right now. Wind is kicking, man. I'm gonna need to knock that down with some sandpaper. Yeah. I need to make a place for all these extra pieces so I can use them for broken flooring. This is all Dremel tools, so sorry I'm cleaning up my desk while I'm doing this stuff. It's kind of a necessity if you want to be thorough. Okay, that does not look like it wants to fit in there. There it goes. Ton of drill bits. Well, if a tree comes through, you guys will know. You'll see it live. If I lose power, you'll know that too. Yeah, they sand pretty good too. So that's what I'll do. I'll get these really tidied up real good, filled in and everything, and then I'll make a two-part mold of both of them. I'll work on that tomorrow. That way I can just do the whole thing. But I mean, all is not lost. I mean, we still have the ability to make a full-size pipe, you know, as well. So nothing wrong there. It's just I don't like to make molds that I'm not going to be making a lot out of. You know what I mean? Or unless it's something really special like that Land Raider. I think another thing that probably causes some of this stuff to not cure as fast is how fast, I mean, I don't know this for certain, but how fast I'm making this stuff, because basically the mold is heated, and so it's keeping things, you know, a little bit more moist or whatever. That's what I'm thinking. But like I said, I'm not entirely sure that I had the right ratio there. I mean, I feel like I did, but I'm human. Sometimes I rush it. It's just the way it goes. Yeah, this is gonna look really good compared to what it used to be. I know it is. That's going to come off just like that. So that's good. It worked out. We'll move this glue flat. It shouldn't be a lot anyway. Hell, it might even cure faster than what it normally cures. I mean, these did, because they were only the one part. But, oh boy. Super tired. Definitely got my, what did I do? Oh, got my work cut out for me with trimming and all that kind of stuff. These are just not ready yet. I need them to get harder. And I need to have my wits about me in a way too. Pay attention to what the heck I'm doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We're pretty close to being there. This would need to be a two-part mold as well, along with the wires. So maybe I can do that. Maybe, well, man, it's such a lot of material. Thinking I'd like to just put this here, a couple of those wires or whatever, and just do it that way. These chains are going to be pretty awesome hanging here, wherever they hang. I even thought about putting a magnetization strip or I mean just something that I could put magnets in so I could just attach things to it at random. But I think that'll be more trouble than it's worth. I mean, it's already a little bit of a beast setting up the board. One of those things that I typically just leave the board set up in the best configuration that we have, that we've come across, and then we just insert from different areas, you know what I mean? Because it really doesn't matter. You know, I mean, you could change the rooms around if you want or something like that, or wherever the objective is, but in the end, it really doesn't matter where you deploy. You're still at the mercy of, you know, the dice when it comes to the gene stealers moving and things like that coming after you. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pull this. Oh yeah. Yeah, see, it's still a little pliable because it's still warm, but it's fine. Just want to get it out of there and then let it air cure or cool down. There we go. And then that should be really all we need. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I committed to doing that tomorrow. I just think I was just being stubborn. That's all. Yeah, we'll clean these up and make a solid piece that goes all the way across. And it's got to be low enough that, you know, when you're sitting here like this, it's important you understand this, that when you connect another piece, the idea is that they could...
Selwyn Verges. Vom. Red.
Lovely, a bot. I wonder if there's a way to get rid of this. Nope, guess not. Anyway, that they would, you know, theoretically be able to step over it, you know what I mean? So, like I said, this serves as a guardrail to help keep your minis from falling off a little bit, you know, just in case you swatted them with your finger or whatever. And then give some more detail to the board, but then it doesn't stop you from connecting something here, and then they can step right over. And, you know, where the bases, the way the bases will be, that will help as well. So, I'm not too concerned about that. I'm going to go ahead and glue this together. Actually, I need to trim that. Maybe? Hold on. Let me see. Maybe I don't have to. I don't know. Oh, I got to trim that piece again. Damn, I forgot that again. Makes sense. Sorry, I didn't realize you guys couldn't see what I was doing on camera. Off camera, whatever. good enough government work right now. We'll clean all that up tomorrow. Throw this stuff away since we're not going to be doing any partials again. I don't have to clean out that plastic. By the way, that clay, you can get it, you know, pretty much anywhere, Walmart, whatever, real cheap. And it never dries on you. I've had it for years. Barely throwing any away, to be honest with you. So that's something to consider. That'll put enough weight on there to hold that down. Let's put that there. Alright. Well guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to call it a night, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.